Okay, hello. Aisha Harley here with Dr. Josie Schmidt.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to our brand new Essential Wellness series, and this is our Essential Care call that myself and Dr. Josie will be hosting on the first Monday of the month. And we are really excited about this call. We will be talking to you about essential care basics, how to use your essential oils, how to create daily wellness routines, and we will just share all of our wisdom with you over the months. And we're really excited about this new call that we're bringing to you. And we wanted to actually just do a quick review about our new calls going into the fall, because we have changed them up a little bit. So again, Josie and I will be doing this essential care call. And then on the third Monday of the month, Ariana Harley with special guests, Dr. Mika Carew and Dr. Louise Rose, will be continuing to do the oils A to Z. So you can join us right here on the Facebook Live, either on the Essential Wellness page and or the Visionary Leaders page, and or we are streaming through the Aisha Harley business page, and or you can hop on Zoom with us. So we will look forward to connecting with you live every single month. I want to take a moment to just do a very quick review of the amazing promos that we have. I was jumping up and down for joy when I saw the promos this month. I am anxiously waiting for my free bottle of Clementine because I am crazy for the citruses, and I cannot.
And it's a 15 mil, Aish. Did you know that?
Yes.
I thought it was going to be a 5 mil, and I got mine just right before I left, and it's 15.
Is it amazing?
It's amazing.
Oh, so good. So as you know, if you are part of the loyalty reward program and you place 125 PV order before the 15th, you will get this bottle of Clementine for free. Now, if what I just said made no sense to you and you have no idea what I'm talking about and how to get that oil for free, please ask the person that enrolled you how to get set up for your monthly loyalty rewards program so you can get the most out of your membership and every month be set up to get a free oil, because this is an oil that you cannot purchase otherwise. It's a limited time offer, and I promise you, you're going to want this oil. We also then have 20% off the Roman chamomile, which is a beautiful oil to have in your collection. And then all the new products are available in the Together kit. And this is the best way to purchase them in this larger kit, because you will save $107.50. And I promise you, every product in this kit is spectacular and is definitely something you're going to want in your essential oil collection. I also want to announce we are really excited that we have our post-convention tour in Portland happening this coming weekend. And we are going to do a team-wide Healing Hands service day with Rose Haven, which is a shelter for women and children. And our goal is to create 300 emergency winter kits, and we need your help. There is a list of items that are needed to create these emergency winter kits. These are going to be given out to people that are houseless, and it's cold. It gets cold in Portland, so this is going to help keep them warm and keep them protected in the cold weather. And we have a list of items on Amazon. They're all very inexpensive. And our ask of you is, even if you're not in Portland, is to go in there and purchase a couple of those items. They're not very expensive. Have them sent to Rose Haven, and please do it today. So the items will be at Rose Haven by Friday, because anyone in Portland is welcome to then meet from 1 to 3:30, and we are going to assemble these emergency kits that will then be handed out to women in need in December, I believe. So please participate any way that you can. No donation is too small, even if you just want to send a pack of socks or a couple pairs of gloves. It will all make a huge difference. And one exciting thing to announce is if you are here in Portland, is that Emily Wright from doTERRA will be at the service day. And so it will be an amazing opportunity to spend the day with our community and also spend the day with Emily Wright, which is really extra special. So we really want this event to be a success. So we're asking for your participation, your contributions, anything that you can do. And also please help share the word and spread the word. And if you go to the link on the Essential Wellness page or on the Visionary Leaders page, on my Aisha Harley business page, there's all the details about the event in there. And then just a couple more announcements before we hop into Adaptive. We have our post-convention tour on Saturday in Portland. If you are not in Portland, please follow this link and find a tour near you. They're going to be a little bit different this year in that there's going to be an interactive display of all of our products in the beginning. There'll then just be a 1 hour teaching component, and then there'll be interactive tables and education afterwards. You will need to purchase a ticket for this event. The tickets are $15, but you can then get a free ticket to bring a friend that has not enrolled. And with your ticket, you will actually get a special bottle of the Together blend, which was given to us at the doTERRA Gala. So this is an extra special treat. And you'll also have the opportunity to buy doTERRA swag and the Together convention kit, and you'll be able to take that home with you. So, okay, that is it for our announcements. We're going to jump on in.
Wait a minute, Aisha, you didn't mention the added promotion that goes with if they buy the 200 PV or the Together kit, which is 200 PV.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Right.
Do you want to add that? Thank you. I forgot.
Okay, whether you buy it in your loyalty rewards or whether you get the convention kit, which I would suggest at the post-convention tour, because you get all that extra swag and the Together blend and the cute bag. But you're also, it's crazy deal on top of the Clementine, which comes with the ordering it before the 15th. They are giving a free Copaiba gel caps, a free Copaiba oil, and a 5 ml of lemon mandarin. So we've had green mandarin, we've had red mandarin as a limited time, and now there's yellow mandarin, and it has to do with the mandarin and where it is in the cycle of its progression of the fruit and its ripening. So it's supposed to be the most floral, so probably the most kind of yummy, beautiful of the three of the mandarins. So all of those in addition for free on top of everything else when you order 200 PV, and that Together kit comes right in at 200 PV.
This is why two of us do this call.
Yeah. So we say sometimes there's these like months that come along where you get out and you're like, okay, this is the month you want to throw down or enroll or whatever, because it's just too good to pass up. This is one of those months.
This is one of those months. doTERRA does not disappoint. They are so incredibly generous with us. It is true. Thank you, Dr. Josie. I don't know where my head was, because that
no,
was
and it's
big share.
And we'll go over that, right, Aisha? Because the adaptive, I mean, maybe I probably don't have enough time, plus the Copaiba together. Oh my gosh, that's going to be like our next call, because it's so juicy, the togetherness of them and the chemistry and what they're doing for us. So Aisha kind of cut me off, and I'm not allowed to really talk too much about the CBD and the Copaiba. That's next. That'll be like down the road. We'll do that next time. But know that there's even intention behind these free products coming together when you're receiving and first taking in the adaptive, and that when you take an adaptive, you might just want to try an adaptive and a Copaiba together.
Yes. yes, there was so much we had to share about this product, that we have had to break it into 2 segments to keep it
Yeah.
short. So yeah, so more will follow in our next call that will be tying in the adaptive to the Copaiba. So let's jump into adaptive. This is an incredible new line which consists of a gel cap, the 15 ml oil, and then the roller bottle. And we're gonna kind of talk about how to use all of these products, why you would want to use them, and how to use them.
Aisha,
Yes?
is it just me? I'm not seeing the presentation move.
Oh, you mean it's moving on my end. Hold on. I'm not seeing it move on Facebook. Facebook is a little delayed, so it should catch up. Are you not seeing the presentation move on your end? Okay.
Yeah, and I'm in through Zoom. So
Yeah.
Zoom end, it's there. Okay, it just moved.
Hold on. How about now?
Try moving it back. Are you on the adaptive products?
I am
You're
on
on the recognizing symptoms of stress.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we're there.
Yeah. I'm not seeing, oh, there we go. It looks like it just moved on Facebook. Okay. We got stuck there. Technology. Okay, so let's talk about stress. Stress is something that we all deal with, right? It's a normal protective reaction in the body. It can motivate us to take quick action, and it is part of our fight or flight response. However, when we feel stress, some things happen in our body. Our adrenaline increases, the heart rate increases, it elevates your blood pressure, and it actually boosts your energy supply so you can take fast action. So back in the primitive ages, essentially, if a predator was coming to get you, you could run away, you could flee, you could move quickly. So while this is happening, also cortisol curbs functions in your body that are non-essential for your fight or flight situation. So it alters the immune system response, and it also suppresses the digestive system, the reproductive system, and the growth processes. So this is a complex natural alarm system that also communicates with the brain regions that also controls mood, motivation, and fear. So when you're running away from something, it's going to shut down all of these symptoms in your body that you don't really need to be functioning during that time. However, chronic stress can begin to wreak havoc on your mind and your body and begin to create a negative feedback loop where we're unable to turn the system off. So we begin to loop in that negative functioning where there's always adrenaline and cortisol coursing through the body in an unhealthy way. And when this begins to happen, it begins to have a really damaging effect on the body that can ultimately lead to depression, to anxiety, to digestive problems, to headaches, to heart disease, to sleep issues, to memory impairment. And ultimately, this long chronic stress can lead to life-threatening diseases. And many of us have become affected by this long-term chronic stress. One way I can tell when I'm really overly stressed is when I'm really amped and I'm really exhausted and all I want to do is sleep, and I get into bed and my mind is racing and my body is anxious and I can't sleep. That is a telltale sign that you're in that kind of negative feedback loop of stress that you want to begin to get yourself out of. So this is something I think that we've all experienced, we're all aware of, and the word stress is thrown around quite a bit, but we really want to get across that this long-term chronic stress can actually become very, very damaging to your health. So that's where the new adaptive line comes in. And Josie's going to do a little bit of a deeper dive into the product, but I just want to go over the oils quickly. So there's the roller ball, and then there's the 15 ml essential oil. And these oils are made up of lavender, magnolia, and neroli, and sweet gum, which provides stress relieving effects. The wild orange and the spearmint is very energizing and uplifting.
Aisha, we're not seeing the slide.
It should follow. Okay, hold on. I don't know why this, let me see if it captures.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me just stop the share. Share again. I don't know why it's not. There we go. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, but hold on now. I can't, sorry. I can't see the slide because our face is in the middle of it. There we go. Okay, so I am at Copaiba and rosemary, which is very soothing to anxious feelings to round out the calming blend. And the oil itself is best used for diffusion throughout the day. And then the roller bottle is something that you can keep in your purse, keep on you at all times, and apply topically to the palm of your hands, the base of your neck, and the shoulders. Okay, let's see if this moves. Are you seeing the new slide?
No.
Okay. I don't know why this is happening.
No.
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, no, it usually always works.
I know. Sometimes it's just how it is. Here we go. Are you seeing it now?
We got our adaptive, so we're good.
Yeah, okay. So here's,
Okay.
Are you seeing this? Okay. So you might be wondering what the difference is. And again, Dr. Josie is going to do a little deeper dive really into the dietary supplement. But think of it this way, the dietary supplement, oh, actually, I'm just going to hand this slide over to you, right?
Yeah, okay.
The
Sure.
sympathetic pathway, which is going to affect the neurological and the biochemical. And then the essential oils is going to support the limbic system response, which is your behavior, your thought, and emotion. So Dr. Josie, why don't you take it from here?
Okie doke. So really when they say systemic pathway, what they mean is that when you're taking it in a capsule, right, you're ingesting it, it's going down, it's getting through the stomach, and then it's being absorbed into our entire system, our bloodstream, and then affecting us systemically. And so that has a quicker effect on the end organs, things like the adrenal glands, the liver, and our whole stomach, which I think a lot of people have heard us and many other educators speak about how upwards of 80 to 90% of the serotonin in our body is produced actually in our whole gut system, right? And so this pathway back and forth between our brain and the limbic system and all of how our neurotransmitters are up here and our gut, it's always happening back and forth between, that's kind of the gut is what we mean when we say systemic, and then the brain, this access back and forth. And so when you can affect it both ways, when you can kind of be working systemically, and from systemically you're affecting the brain and the production of more neurotransmitters from down here that help us up here. And then also with the smells, and when you can be affecting from the oils, the essential oils with the all of the molecules, the aromatic molecules that we breathe in affecting our brain, and then it goes down and affects the rest of our system. So with this adaptive system, we're kind of going top down and bottom up, and we're working both angles. So that's what's really powerful. So let's go to the next slide, Aish.
Oh, I just turned it. Hold on, I might have to do this for everyone.
Yeah, maybe it's just manual, right? That's fine.
You see it now?
Uh-huh.
Great.
So we wanted to just show everyone, this is what's on the capsule, and for some of us, we need to put our readers on to read it on the bottle. So look at this blend. What's going on here is a synergy, and always when you have different kinds of components and different ingredients acting together synergistically, you're going to get a much more powerful benefit. So you always, that's one thing to think about when you look at the amounts of the ingredients. When they are synergistic with other ingredients, they're going to have a more powerful effect. So a lot of the times they're more powerful than just the single part, right? And in its milligram amount. So that's something to keep in mind when you look at good blends. But so we have there's essential oils working together with plant medicine, with the ahi flower and the selenium. And the ahi is plant medicine that is really essential fatty acid. And then we have this natural form of GABA. So let me talk quickly about each of those. So our adaptive blend, notice the oils in there: lavender, coriander, wild orange, and fennel. So the thing that the lavender, the coriander, and the fennel have in common is linalool, high amounts of linalool or linalool acetate, not isolated as a constituent, which we don't want. We don't want a synthetic or isolated constituent of linalool or linalool acetate. That can actually have adverse effects in the body and in the endocrine and hormone system. We want naturally occurring in the full plant medicine as it works with all of those compounds. This is what doTERRA and our certified pure therapeutic grade is all about. So you have linalool acetate acting as it should in the body, and then it produces synergistic, beautiful effects to help support our endocrine system. So those three, and really when you talk about linalool and linalool acetate, they're calming to the whole nervous system. General, beautiful, calming, and supportive. And then we have wild orange, which the big ingredient there is D or limonene. And we know that limonene is also calming, helpful in so many aspects of our liver, our detoxification processes. Is kind of like they're both of those are good for everything, almost in the body. So we have this essential oil blend, then ahi flower, just a beautiful vegetarian, because it's a plant. It's not a fish oil. It's a plant oil, but it has a much higher absorption capacity in our body as an essential fatty acid. So think of it as flax oil on steroids. Okay, that's cool. So really wonderful for our brain and our brain chemistry and our neurotransmitters. When you talk about essential fatty acids and then alkaloids. So what are alkaloids? Are plant phytochemicals that have incredible effects in our bodies. Some other alkaloids, what are alkaloids? Well, they're in chocolate, they're in caffeine, they're in morphine, they're in nicotine, right? These are substances that humans have strong affinities for and have strong actions. Well, in selenium has 4 different kinds of alkaloids that they've been doing even human clinical trials on, and they found that it is incredibly safe and incredibly supportive to serotonin, uplifting, and other neurotransmitters. So this plant, it comes from South Africa, and it is really, really interesting. So we're combining that then with GABA. What is GABA? GABA actually is a neurotransmitter itself. It is one of the ones in our brain that works in our whole body to help put the brakes, as they say, on. It is something that it helps calm everything down when we get too excited. When as Aisha so beautifully talked about with our stress response, right? Where we get turned on and then we can't turn off. And we think of things like worry and anxiety and anxious states and the sense of like, it's doing this and I don't know how to turn it off. That's the job of GABA in our body. So doTERRA has put 100 milligrams of natural fermented form of GABA in here. It's a very safe amount. When they do studies clinically on GABA, they look at more like 400 to 500 milligrams, sometimes once or twice a day. So to be taking 100 is that kind of in that range of very effective and supportive, but not super intense. So just know that it's a really safe amount. What do we have? I have some explaining ones. Maybe I talked too long on this one.
You see the new slide?
No, not yet. We might have to do that.
Hey,
I wanted to, yeah,
how about
just
now?
do a shout out. Yes, thank you for the brain for everyone. There's some really wonderful write-ups in the doTERRA blog about the selenium, about the GABA, about the whole adaptive. So if you know how to go to the doTERRA blog, or if you Google doTERRA blog adaptive, those ones, I think there's 3 different blog articles, they'll come up. I encourage everyone to read them. Lots of really great information. And then on the write up, doTERRA's product information page about adaptive, they talk really wonderfully. I'm going to give you just a little bit of extra juicy bits about the selenium and GABA, because they say some really nice things here. So the botanical selenium comes from a succulent plant found in South Africa, known as Kana. Selenium extract is responsibly sourced from a sustainable supply with endorsement by the South African indigenous knowledge holders. Yes. A unique phytochemical ingredient found in selenium extract brings a feeling of alert serenity. The extract supports healthy emotional responses to everyday stressors and promotes feelings of happiness and well-being. It balances healthy levels of mood stabilizing hormones. Ooh. Can we think about what those might be? Mm-hmm. And improves cognitive function while combating occasional nervousness. So those are all the really good mood stabilizing hormones that we want to have more balance with. And then the quieting neurotransmitter GABA also helps promote relaxation. GABA has a natural comforting effect and helps reduce feelings of apprehension and fear by decreasing neuronal excitability. So your brain and your whole nervous system, when they just are on firing like this, and you just need to like put that light, that dampener on. Sometimes called the brakes of the brain because it lowers activity of neural cells in the brain and central nervous system. It has the effect of moving the brain and body into lower gear. By inhibiting neuronal activity, GABA reduces mental and physical strain. It's really beautiful, these actions. They're not gonna like make you go to sleep, or, I mean, they'll help with sleep, but you can take it during the day. We'll talk about that. You can take it before bed, and it's just gonna help your system, as we say, come back into balance, get back to that place of homeostasis and not be in an imbalanced place of too much of this. I hope that makes sense for everyone. This picture, I just wanted to show here, right in the beginning, we talk about the limbic system. Oops, sorry, that's my pooter. The limbic system and the amygdala and these things. And the limbic system is made up of, you'll see the amygdala, it's right down in the base. They call it kind of the reptilian brain. And then the hypothalamus is a little bit above it. Together, those are the major parts of the limbic system. And you'll notice that they say the amygdala does, helps us process emotional memory and fear. So that's kind of much more lower and reptilian. It's our core based responses. And then you get a little more evolved with the hypothalamus. And it's that part of the limbic system that activates in a stress response and can profoundly affect emotions and behavior. So let's go to the next slide.
Dr. Josie, can you very quickly talk to us about what the fermentation process is? Do you know about that and exactly what they are fermenting?
No, I haven't gotten that information yet.
Okay.
I've talked to the scientists when I was at convention, and they haven't published, like I haven't seen that written. That's what they're telling me, that is a natural fermented form, and they are, and that's that it's not a synthetic, and that so in the pharmaceutical industry you will see synthetic forms of GABA, and I will let everyone know when I do find out more from, hopefully from the science guys at corporate about that, because that I'm totally interested in that. Yes, we all are, I think.
Thank you. That was a question on Facebook.
Yes. So we'll let you know when we do. But he was basically saying it in contradistinction, this is not a synthetic form of GABA. So I wanted to show, because we talk about this stuff, how it's really, really simple, actually. And this looks like some crazy, sequence here, but See the big purple circle, the olfactory complex? We put a big nose there. That's just your nose. So it's like this bulb behind your nose when you smell in, and especially these beautiful aromatic compounds. They go in through your nose, you smell them, they pass through this olfactory bulb. But the cool thing about this bulb is it's directly with neurons and nerve cells directly connected to the rest of our brain. Like boom, like direct connection. So that's part of why essential oils are so darn effective and powerful, is that we can just smell them and then boom, have this direct action in our brain. And there's like nothing else that does this. It's really hard to have direct action in your brain. So when you smell them, the first place that's getting hit is that reptilian brain, that amygdala. It's like boom. And so remember, what's one of our first core deep emotions? Fear. And so we have an ability to really neutralize and help calm and support that immediate fear response with smelling an essential oil. It's really that simple. So, and it's very scientific. So that's why we want the touch form, and we want to be diffusing with the oil blend. We want to be having that connection coming in, right? Immediately affecting our brain. And then it's also then from smelling the oils, it's going from the amygdala to the hypothalamus, right? So it's then going, so this is when I said top down. When we take the adaptive capsules, we're ingesting them, it's having an effect in our bloodstream and then affecting the hypothalamus, okay? And then it's always this in and down. But notice from the hypothalamus, brain stem, spinal cord, autonomic nervous system, that's the whole nervous system down below you, right? Parasympathetic and sympathetic, pituitary and endocrine. Pituitary is in your brain, and endocrine is all the organs down here, right? Your ovaries, your adrenals, that kind of stuff. So when we smell stuff, it's affecting our brain, but our brain then affects everything. Like it's like from that hypothalamus, the hypothalamus can affect your ovary. Direct connection. Like, oh, I have an ovarian pain. How can smelling an oil affect my ovarian pain? Well, that's how. It's going from the amygdala to the hypothalamus, boom, to the endocrine, to your one. Versus you're putting you're taking the capsule, or you're putting it directly on over your lower abdomen. It's absorbing into the bloodstream. It's affecting from there. It's going to affect the end organ and your brain. Okay. I hope that's helpful to people.
Yes.
I thought, and because sometimes in all the literature too, we get a little geeky. I'm going to go really quick on this. With this thing, especially they're talking about it with the adaptive, with the HPA axis. We're like, oh, we love to talk about this HPA axis. And everyone's like, what's that? So all it is a medical term that we use to describe this connection, this highway between the brain and the rest of the body. So that upstairs to downstairs and all of the endocrine. So those are all our organs that have glands and that use hormones, right? So it's H stands for hypothalamus. Pituitary is this next thing in the brain that makes and releases most of our hormones and our hormone releasing substances. And so it's really, so from the hypothalamus, it goes to the pituitary, and the pituitary says, make all the hormones, and then the hormones get made, and then they send them down to the ovaries or the prostate or the adrenals. So P stands for pituitary and A stands for adrenal down here in the body. So it's that connection between the brain and the rest of the body, the control center for stress response. I guess everyone's been reading this, right? Interacts with the emotional network of all the amygdala, hippocampus, the frontal cortex with the pituitary, and then epi, norepi, and cortisol. Those are our stress hormones. So I've been talking about all of these stress hormones as well. That get the pituitary is what then tells our adrenals, make cortisol, make epinephrine in response to this stress. So that's what we mean. And so when we're affecting the HPA axis, which is what this product adaptive was meant to do, help us support our HPA axis in a really positive way.
Next slide.
Yeah.
Are you seeing that?
No.
Okay. Here we go. How about now?
It's black.
Okay, while we're waiting for the slide, I just want to share really quick
It's like,
there we go.
yeah.
My experience, because when I was at
Yeah.
convention, I had showed up to convention and my system was really amped from a pretty stressful 2 weeks prior. And I was having that experience where I was so exhausted, but at night I couldn't sleep and I would toss and turn and toss and turn. And it just was perpetuating the cycle. And as soon as this product was released, I immediately opened the bottle and started taking it. And that was the first night that I actually got a really good night's sleep. I took it with some serenity, and I could immediately feel my nervous system relaxing and going back to kind of more of a normal balance. I've been taking it ever since, and I am just loving the effects of this product and reading so many amazing testimonials from different
Hmm.
about the effects of this product. So do you see
I
this?
can talk about, yeah. No, it's like it flashes on. And then you could maybe just keep it up. Okay. And then, yeah, I have a couple
Are you seeing it now?
experience. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
So this is really just to show the essential oils that they know through studies that really directly affect and help support the GABA response. And so that's the breaks in the whole stress response system. And they're the citrus oils. So then there's wild orange in that blend, and then the top two, lavender and copaiba. And so those three are in the adaptive gel cap, and the lavender and then the wild orange are both in the I'm sorry, lavender and the wild orange are in the gel cap. The lavender, the wild orange, and the copaiba are in the oil blends for diffusing and rolling on. And again, here you go, sort of, I think we've talked about all this, how GABA is connected to this HPA axis, the gateway to inhibiting that axis becoming hyperactive and out of control, decreases nervous system activity, blocks these like chemical messengers that are too excited, that like want to be like, stay in this energy. Let's just stay here, you know? And then it's like, no, I think we can turn you off. So GABA is wonderful. It needs some help in our day and age right now. So, my experience, when I was just coming back from convention, I had some family stressor issues. And I was that when I feel really like stressed out, like a situational stress, I can sometimes in my whole heart plexus, I'll feel this kind of darkness and emptiness, and it feels like a big black hole. And it's not fun. And what I thought was interesting was that was my first response, because I was kind of feeling that, because I was anxious and also going into kind of despair, right? Because those are closely related. Like you're trying to deal with the situation with your anxiety when there's like despair and hopelessness underneath. And that's what I was feeling. And I just took one capsule of the adaptive, and the whole heart center kind of emptiness and darkness just evaporated. And it helped, and I did feel more calm, and I was able to navigate and move through that difficult family situation with so much more ease. That was really wonderful.
We ready for the next slide?
Yeah, I think we're kind of at
Okay.
towards the end.
Okay, let's see. Are you seeing it?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. Well,
it just flashed on.
Okay. I think my computer needs some adaptive.
Yes.
So
it's black. So it's.
Oh, okay. Hold
on. There it is.
Seeing it now?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm seeing that on Facebook.
We want to finish?
Everyone. I don't know why these things happen this way, but this is how it is today. So the adaptive is now available. If you purchase it in the Together kit, you're going to get the whole collection, or you can purchase the 3 products together, which is going to be the best value, or you can get them individually. So just look for them in your back office where you order, and you will find them there. You can put in adaptive, or if you look under the new products in the product listings, you'll find them there. Okay, next slide. We want to just spend a minute here and then we'll wrap it up. Can you all see the mental wellness protocol slide? Can you see that, Dr. Josie?
Yes, we got it.
You want to talk about this?
Well, look at this beautiful potpourri. And this combination of all of these, it seems like a lot, but let's go through it. It's actually not that much. So because notice the adaptive touch and the adaptive oil blend, right? The oil blend is really for diffusing. So that's a reminder to, like, during at work or during the day or at night while you sleep, to be working with a diffusing situation. And then to have, like, just like Aisha and I have in my purse, just carry that touch around with you, and a couple times throughout the day, rolling it on the pulse points behind the ears, over the heart, back of the neck, the wrist creases. And that's the fun part, right? This is such a beautiful smelling blend. Everyone I know who has smelled it has just been kind of blown over with the depth, the layers. It's juicy. So then hopefully most of us already are working with the LLV. So that's kind of that baseline, right? We talk about that as part of our nurturing and supporting ourselves to be able to be doing the just everyday normal functioning. So you're kind of like not behind the 8 ball, right? So you're right there, and you have all the resources that your body needs. And so what we're talking about is then adding in these 3 other additions to help support with mental wellness. So what this could look like could be, in addition to how you're taking the LLV, if it's in divided doses, adding 1 adaptive and trying the Copaiba gel cap. The Copaiba gel cap really works in synergy. You don't have to. So let me walk a step back and say what I suggest is to always just try one thing at a time for 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and kind of get used to that, see how it's working in your body. So this is kind of like a full protocol for people to kind of think about over the long term. And you don't always have to work with all of them all at the same time. So this idea is you could just use 1 adaptive once a day in the morning to kind of set that stage for your whole day. You could take it twice a day. So adaptive could be done AM and PM. You could add in a Copaiba once with that, or twice. So that could be once a day. It could be AM and PM, kind of work with that. And then Serenity, a lot of people have been working with Serenity in the daytime. It's not just a nighttime pill. So it could be an AM or an PM, or an AM and PM. So depending on what's going on in your situation, how things are going, I would say start with 1 and then add slowly the others and work around with it. But your baseline is the LLV and the oil, and then work with the other supplements and see how that works for you. Anything you'd like to say, Aish?
Yeah, I think an important thing to add in here, for anybody that's new to our products, is to realize that our Serenity gel cap, it's not like taking an over-the-counter pharmaceutical that's just going to knock you out. And so it's going to naturally calm the body and help bring the body back to its natural rhythm of sleep. But if you're really amped up during the day, we do know people that take Serenity for anxiety, for focus, and just to really help calm the system down. So if you're taking it in the morning, don't worry that it's not going to put you to sleep and keep you from going about your day. Beautiful. Well, I think this is what we have to share with all of you today. We, again, are so excited about these products and excited for all of you to try them if you haven't yet gotten yours. I would absolutely take advantage of ordering yours before the 15th of the month so you can get that free oil. And we hope to see everyone in our Portland community at our event on Friday and Saturday. And again, if you're not in the Portland area, please catch a post-convention tour near you. They're really fantastic this time around, so you definitely want to get there in person and connect and take your friends and family and help spread the love of doTERRA. We are so grateful for this company and all these amazing products, and also for our incredible community. Thank you, Dr. Josie. We're really excited
Thank
about
you.
the call.
Thank you, Aisha.
And
Yes.
next month, we will do a little bit of a deeper dive into Copaiba, and then also the combination of using the Copaiba with the adaptive. So we'll have more time for that next month. Okay, everyone, have a beautiful day, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.